Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have this Link to the Past, No Major Glitches Tournament 2021. Oase versus KainDeschain. On comms we have Bitey and Fricker. How are the two of you doing?
Awesome, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
We're just getting ready to take it away here. Both runners. We have with the file names Light World God and A Good Run. Welcome,
Yeah,
everyone. Welcome, Popsicle Stick.
Those are some good file names. Alright, looks like our countdown has started. Get ready to rock and roll. Oh baby, yeah, this matchup should be quite interesting. Pretty excited when I saw this in chat. Oase has a 124.51, which is super good, and Kain has a 125.46, which is also super good. So two very good runners here. Not too much PB time apart, but we all know how the game works, so anything can happen.
And we are off. Let's go. So we're going to be starting off in Uncle's house. It's the most exhilarating part of the run. 28 seconds of beautiful text, which if you don't speak Japanese, we have not really much idea what he's saying.
Yeah, I have no clue what anybody says in this game. I just go fast and play. Alright, fast bush pickups, let's go. No resets. So it looks like the winner of this matchup will be playing the winner of 1UP versus Shady. That'll be pretty exciting.
And then after that, if I have my brackets correctly, they're going to be facing you, is that right?
That is correct.
So pretty good here. The stream maybe a couple of seconds at most apart, so that's good. Sometimes you get the odd stream that's about 5 or 6 seconds ahead, but they're pretty close in time here. So.
Also, shoutouts to Uncle, who took massive fall damage there. I mean, granted, he could have been hurt after he got through, and you know there are 2 guards in the next room, so maybe he tried to fight him off, and then he backed up and got exhausted. Who knows? Alright, looks like we got good RNG in the guard hallway. Let's see how the first key guard goes for both of our runners. Escape is pretty straightforward, and yeah, just really all about movement, not nudging stuff, and getting through the rooms quite fast. And I think one of the most important things in the escape segment, especially in the back half, is just really good RNG reaction. That's really what it comes down to, not losing too much time.
Yeah, neck on neck here. Nice screen sync almost. Always great to see. Differences in the strats. It's nice when you get to see them side by side. A lot more pumping from Oase and Kain just with the regular good movement. Really not a whole lot to save. Can often lose your time if you're not really good at doing the pumping. So sometimes it's just nice to just stick to nice, good clean movement. And it will, in the long run, usually benefit a runner.
Well, it's really nice to watch 2 great runners in this game, in particular this category too, and both these runners are so good. And you know, Kain in particular, he's a good friend of mine, and he runs multiple speed games, which is always helps out one speed game to another, just with good movement and good decision making. And Oase, on the other hand, he speed runs on emulator, which, oh man, my hats off to you. I don't know how you do it. It's impossible, but. Something else about Oase running on emulator, I'm pretty sure he uses a PS4 controller, so that's also quite interesting.
Yeah, I have played on a PS4 controller for our co-op, and wow, yeah, no. No thanks.
I wonder how pumping goes on a PS4 controller.
It's not bad actually, because the buttons are pretty stiff. They're like metallic buttons, so you can spam them pretty hard. So pumping probably is easier, I'd say, in the long run, but Yeah, some of the diagonal movements are awful.
So it looks like Oase is about a screen ahead of Kain right now, but once we get to the back half of Escape, that's when the RNG reaction really starts to ramp up early game. Kain also, I believe, took a hit at Ball and Chain, so he is 1 heart down. And I did see Kain do the 1 pot for Ball and Chain. I'm pretty sure Oase did the 8/, so...
Yeah, both very good strats. Very little time between them. Obviously, you want to choose what you're comfortable with in a run, because you can take a couple of hits there, and it can leave the last part of Escape pretty scary sometimes.
I'm comfortable with just completely abolishing Ball and Chain guard, please.
So we got a nice prediction going there. Get your points in. Who will win today? We got a 20.6k to 10.9. We got a 66 to 33% swing here. We'll see how that ends up.
Oase gets very good RNG in the Snakes room, and Kain just taking a little bop. Not too bad. Oh, but Oase in turn gets bad RNG in the second room, while Kain gets right through to the chest. Nice. We kind of traded off RNG in 2 separate rooms there. So we will see how the rat key works for both of them. The rat can go all the way to the top left of the screen, or better known as the Seattle key rat, which loses quite a bit of time versus just having the rat come right at you. Oase gets about a mid rat, and Kain gets the rat right at him. Very nice. Makes up a little bit of time there. Oh, but Master Splinter right in front of the doorway. What a bully. When I refer to Master Splinter, I'm talking about any rat that gets in your way is Master Splinter. And Oase finishing with a 550. Very nice. Also getting rat frames. So what Oase did there is he intentionally took a hit from the rat as he went through the doorway and swung his sword. And what that does is it pushes him through the doorway in this kind of goofy animation where he despawns his shield and actually saves about a second in text, which is pretty fast because text is slow in this game. So kind of a sort of newer find, but yeah, anything we can do to save time is pretty cool. Both runners grabbing Saint Cart as well.
Yeah, not too many players skipping Saint Cart. Just some of the lower runners I've seen, 124 runners, 123 runners. Other than that, most people tend to be grabbing the Saint Cart. Very good safety in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Especially in a tournament setting, it's very, very good to go for it. Yeah, those few runners in this tournament that have been skipping Saint Cart, I don't know about those guys. Oh, Oase takes a bop. Kain gets through very nicely.
Yeah, that screen can cost you a little bit of time and some health. Very good pumping. He's very, very good at pumping, Oase, if you watch him. He's taking a couple of hits there, though.
Yeah, Kain took a hit from that Armo statue as well. This guy, it's kind of a difficult overworld. There's just a lot of particular movement that you have to do that goes along with timing, and it can be a little bit difficult. Especially because it's early game, you're just kind of warming up. So Oase will lose a little bit of time here. He's likely going to get both heart pots to get back up, because later in the dungeon we will be intentionally taking some damage to get a pot switch that's going to spawn the big key chest.
Yeah, you might actually see him boom this heart as well. You don't really want to be going through here with 2.5 hearts in a race, in my opinion, but we'll see what he does.
I don't know if you saw that on Kain's side, but that was some really goofy pumping movement. I'm not really sure what happened to his D-pad there.
So you will notice that he boomed the heart, and he also picked up the small magic. That is what we call a free heart, or literally a free heart, because the little small magic actually refills the bar, and after the boss fight, the bar has to refill, and each one of those bar refills is around 15 frames. So he actually will save 15 frames, and it costs 15 frames to boom the heart. So always nice to get that little free heart there.
Kain, notably on the green rupee drop of the prize pack, so he's got 2 more rupee drops to go before he gets that legendary red rupee that we're looking for. Oase getting the D-boost very nicely. We intentionally take damage here because we utilize our iframes to not get hit right away by the anti-fairies, so we can grab the pot, hit the switch, and spawn the big key chest. If we didn't do that, we would have to kill every enemy in the room, and that just takes too much time.
Interesting movement there. A lot of people wiggle those stairs, but basically opting to diagonal up the stairs. I actually never thought about that because it wouldn't necessarily lose time because you can go either way off the stairs. So that's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, especially on the way down the stairs too. You can go diagonal, so it's kind of a win-win. All right, we'll see. Likely Oase's red rupee drop is probably going to be out of the way once he gets to the spin kills in a couple rooms here. Kain's, I guess, it could be out of the way. It could be close. That's always the worrisome part of this room.
There's a beautiful ZGR in there from Oase.
Yep, Kain's red rupee is out of the way. Oase, he's got 20 rupees, so he must have grabbed the red, and I just must have missed it.
So regular top right for both runners here. Pretty safe and simple. Kain getting right up in those armos there. He's pretty close there.
Saving those frames. What, a 1050 sword up for Oase. And Kain is going to be right around a 1059.
I actually haven't really noticed too much where the time is lost. I guess Oase just been creeping seconds here and there by the looks of it.
Yeah, just saving additional frames in each room really adds up over time during a dungeon.
We're definitely coming up to probably the first major dungeon that can cause some big time losses. You have obviously Desert and Hera, 2 very RNG heavy bosses, and you can easily get a 30-40 second gap if you're not careful on these 2 splits. So we'll see how both of them do today.
Yeah, for sure. There's typically a huge variance in time in this second split just because of the Landmo boss. And Oase going for desert spin speed. We're gonna let her ahead of ourselves. Library spin speed, which I know Kain does not go for, which actually isn't too much of a time difference. But it is nice because if you end up failing the library spin speed, you've already lost time just over dashing anyway. So kind of a safer, consistent strategy. Oh, see Oase missing the one on the way back a few times. Stubborn enough to go for it again. I completely understand. I do the same thing.
Yeah, I caught Kain when he was doing the first spin speed on Eastern Palace there. I guess he walked right by the stairs.
Oh, interesting. Alright, Kain got spin speed first try outside of the library, so he made up a little bit of time on Oase there. But Oase is still a couple screens ahead. Oase using the book to open up the Desert Palace while Kain makes his way toward the same screen. Ooh, Kain canceling Stair Drag. What a gamer. You'll see some of that movement throughout this game. There are like some manual stairs that you go up where if you release off the stairs with a cardinal input going up, you actually take what we call stair drag, and it kind of stutter steps Link and slows him down a little bit. It's not super noticeable, but you can actually cancel that with specific movements to the left or the right quickly toward the end of the stairs, or just by tapping A and using your boots to override the stair drag. A little bit advanced movement, but if you see anything goofy like that going from here forward, that's what they'll be doing.
Yeah, and it's not something that everyone's always aware of. I mean, it's something I literally just found out a couple of weeks ago, actually. I'm just watching some random person doing dash buffers before stairs and stuff, and I never really understood why. So it was.
You're like, what is this guy doing? He's losing time. Yeah, this game is so optimized, and like you have to focus so much on movement in this game. It's crazy. So just those little tiny optimizations like that really make up this run. All right, we're gonna see Oase in just a second here, coming out of the first part of Desert, going into what we call Desert 2 spin speed. It's a very risky spin speed. Basically, when you hit the spin speed minor glitch, you get put into a state where you're actually able to move at dashing speed without having to have the worry of bonking into anything. The issue with that is if you even touch a ledge, you will fly off of it. And at that particular moment, if you fly off that ledge, well, you got to start Desert over again. And most people opt not to do that for a tournament setting.
Yeah, if he pretty much did the spin speed perfect and then lost all the time in the next room as he didn't push the block all the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how this game goes too. We're very dominant runners in this category, and we will go for something that saves 5 to 10 frames, and if you mess it up, you lose a couple of seconds or so. So, yeah, this game's got a lot of those. But both runners heading into the Landmo fight, this is one of the hardest fights to optimize in the category, and frankly, one of the biggest time losses that can happen. They're just filled with RNG, when they're going to come out, how they're positioned, how long they're going to stay out for before they burrow back in. And we have to hit each one with 4 arrows, and we really try to get at least a 3 cycle out of it. The 2 cycles the best we can get during a run in RTA. Looks like Oase maybe just finishing up with, I want to say a late 3. Kain not doing too bad. He does get a high short hop there. Hopefully he can close it out here.
Yeah, he should be able to get
no. Yeah, that's just kind of how the game goes.
Yeah, it's a 5. Yep, that's how it happens. That's a little unfortunate, but yep. Like about 4 or 5 seconds there for each cycle.
And Kain giving those rage slashes too, he's not happy.
Yeah, it's always, although it's a very small part of the game, it definitely hurts as a top runner to pull out 4 or 5 cycle, because you can always do better. But really, in the grand scheme of things, you just it's not really all that much. Really, you just got to keep a good mentality and keep going.
All right, so we're gonna see Oase up first with the fake flippers minor glitch. He's gonna jump into the water in transition on the same frame, allowing him to swim, and we're gonna swim to this portal. The scary part about this trick is, as we're swimming to the portal, if we take any damage, the game tries to put us back on land because we don't have flippers, but it doesn't really know where to put us because we're not supposed to be there. So basically, it's a soft lock after that point if you move, so our runners would have to save and quit, which would lose considerable amount of time in the tournament. If it's a PB run, well, we can't save and quit. We would just have to reset. So very scary trick there. Both of our runners getting through it very well.
Yeah, Oase had an interesting fake flipper screen. He kind of got bullied around by, I think, the pickle and I think a couple of pickles, and basically was able to clutch it out. It was obviously he's at 4 hearts, and he's going to want to be careful on Death Mountain because a cabbage party can start and makes Hera a lot scarier. So hopefully both of them get through here without any issues.
Yeah, you always hope that, because Hera is such a tough dungeon early on, and you know, if you take, you know, 2 or 3 boulders to the face, well, guess what? You're down to 2 hearts or 1 heart, depending on if you skip sync heart or not. And oh man, going through Hera with 2 or 1 hearts is just not where you want to be.
Like we're commentator's curse almost. So he's at 2 hearts here. So I'll be interested to see how he plays it. Obviously, we do have a safety heart in Petting Zoo, and we also have a switch that we can hit as well, which will allow us to get hearts before Moldorm as well. So we'll see how Oase decides to play it. And Kain getting up there with no issues. He's going to be at 4 hearts.
Yeah, this first Moldorm that Oase is going to be running into can be a pain in the butt. Hopefully we have good RNG. And then once we mirror out with the key, well, guess what? We get another mini Moldorm that has really bad RNG. So hopefully Oase doesn't take a hit here.
So you'll see playing it safe there. It's actually a really smart move. He actually charged his sword down just to make sure of that Moldorm in the first room. And obviously, as you can see in the second room, they're taking no chances. So
Kain opting to use the menu to the lamp right there to see the RNG of the Moldorm. Very smart move. I'm a big fan of that menu buffer.
This, I guess this next room can be scary too. 3 mini Moldorms bouncing around all over the place. You got to hit a switch and dash out of there. So this is the last scariest room apart from Petting Zoo, and to get through, and then you're kind of scot-free. So.
Yeah, about being scot-free. There's so much more that can happen in this dungeon. It's crazy.
That is true. That is true. I guess I always take a deep breath when I get through here with low hearts.
Kain having a little bit bad RNG on the top Moldorm, but takes care of it very nicely as he chooses to kill him. Oase having a very clean Beatles room.
We'll see if he decides to take the switch or not.
Smart play, Oase. I'm not sure if he's watching the restream or not, possibly knowing he's got about a 3 or 4 room buffer here. So smartly hits the switch. He'll be doing a bomb jump here to get the Moon Pearl. Does the spin technique, very nice. I believe Kain does the bonk technique. We'll see what he chooses to do. Yep, Kain's going to opt to bonk, which is pretty free. That bonk animation actually opens up the bomb jump an extra 4 pixels, making it a 6 pixel bomb jump instead of 2. So pretty safe.
Messing around there, picking up a heart on the way out.
No. Takes a bop. This boss is just one giant bully. He's down to 1 heart. Oh no, he gets bad turn RNG. Kain takes the lead here. He is down to 2 hearts, so he is in kind of a scary situation as well. Kain, just using some dash techniques. Nice. Very good Moldor from Kain. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just kind of the way it goes. Moldorm, or better known as Trolldorm, he has very unpredictable movement, and he can turn on a dime and just hit you. So Oase was being very aggressive going into Moldorm with low health, and he just kind of took a chance and lost to the worm this time around. Oase re-entering the Moldorm fight while Kain makes his way down the mountain, getting ready to pull his the first tree, which is going to net him some rupees. We'll see how the fight goes for Oase the second time around.
Yeah, once you've taken a bop, it's for some reason it just seems easier. I think because you know. Very nice. I mean, that's a perfect second fight there.
Yeah, it was very good. Which, by the way, is exactly how this game goes. You die to a boss that gives you terrible RNG. Guess what? The second time around, easy peasy. You get the best RNG in the world, and you just smoke through the fight. And so Kain making his way to the Master Sword, while Oase tries his best to catch up here, makes his way down the mountain. So basically, Kain pulled the first tree. Oase is going to be doing that very shortly here as well. This is how we get our rupees. We need 110 rupees to get into Palace of Darkness, as Kiki the Monkey will open up the dungeon for us for a 110 rupees. Kain pulled the first tree, got some blue rupees. From there, we need to kill 4 enemies without taking any damage. If we're able to do that, we pull the second tree and get 4 reds out of it.
Around 23:58 there for Kain. We'll keep an eye on Oase's time there. Probably around a minute separating them, so we do obviously have Aghanim coming up, and there's some huge variances in there too, so Oase will be looking to keep the foot down and catch up, and Kain will obviously be looking to keep his lead, so we'll see how it goes. Picking up his red rupees there, he'll have 106, and he will pick up another 5 in Agatar, and he will play a cheeky little monkey to open the door.
He is cheeky, isn't he?
About 55 seconds, make that 54 now with the bonk for Oase.
Yeah. And the funny thing too is once we get to the Aghanim fight, as Buddy was saying, the time variance is so big. One runner could literally lose like 45 or more seconds, while the other runner doesn't lose any. So definitely a lot of game left, a lot of variance left. So Oase definitely has a lot of time to catch up. And Kain, on the other hand, still has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, well, Wayne incoming with the raid. Thank you so much for the raids. Welcome, raiders.
Oh, Kain taking a bot there and does get the heart drop. That is something that we do not want. So, oh, and a bonk. So those 2 guards are part of the fairy prize pack pool, and we want to dash through them to kill them, which does not advance the prize pack because we want to save that fairy drop for much later in the run in Turtle Rock, where we actually need it. So the first drop of the prize pack is the heart, and Kain unfortunately got that to drop. So the next portion that we need to look out for Kain is going to be on the Hammer Yelp Bridge, where the enemy on there is able to drop the fairy. So hopefully that doesn't happen for Kain. Oase going in with full hearts, so we will see this same technique where he's going to try to dash kill these 2 guards to not advance the prize pack. Gets it done nicely.
And cleaning up the second half of Agatar here. He had a little bit of a rough first half here, but seems to be settling in now. Oase very clean, hasn't really made too much of a mistake through here, so it's going to be catching a few seconds here for sure.
Fortunately, Kain having a little bit of trouble in Circle of Pots. Oase is making up some good ground throughout these rooms.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kain's not having the greatest time here in Agatar. Hopefully he will split this one off and forget about it and restart in the Dark World.
Yeah, Oase is having a very good Aghanim's Tower. Kain with a traditional right side dash. I'm sorry for cutting you off, buddy. What were you going to say?
No, actually, I just noticed that it was very, very smart slash there from Oase. You will notice that he wasn't 100% sure if he was going to get the boom through, so elected to actually just slash the guard a little bit more to the right before throwing the boom. That was a really, really small but really neat play.
You want to keep your eye on blue balls for Oase, and I'll check out for Kain.
You got it.
It looks like Kain already has 2 blue balls. And we're going to make that 3. Shocker. That's just the way Aghanim likes to play. Oh no, man. Just straight blue balls every time for Kain. We are now up to 5. This is super unfortunate. Exactly what I was talking about earlier. Hopefully Kain doesn't get another one, because I believe if he gets 6, he gets an additional lightning cycle. So he's currently sitting at 5 right now. And there's number 6. So now with 6 blue balls, that's 6 seconds of time loss for each blue ball, plus 6 additional seconds of time loss for each lightning cycle, which is 2, and there's 7 blue balls. Oh, I do see a couple of blue balls on Oase's side. What is he at? Oh, is the extra at 7? Oh, okay. My bad. Counting is hard, Fox. No math. Especially when you speedrun, but more importantly when you commentate. Just don't math. So, Kain is... he's got 7 blue balls. Oase, I want to say maybe 3. So...
Sorry, I didn't have my push to talk on. Oase's got 5, I believe.
Blaine's saying 4, but it was 5 for Oase?
I'm thinking because after the lightning cycle, he had to get 2 energy balls, which would make 5 by my count.
Well, Oase definitely made up some additional time on Kain due to really bad Aghanim RNG, but 5 blue balls is no good luck either, but definitely better than 7, so got a much closer race at the start of a comfy Dark World here. What do you think Kiki spends all those rupees on?
Very good question. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties there through the Aghanim. So.
Drugs. Oh, man. I mean, I was going to say bananas, but Fox had to go right for drugs.
Oh, not mention it at all now. Basically, Oase having a very good Aga Tower, Kain making a few mistakes and then getting some of the worst RNG you can get. So Oase not all that far behind now. So
Looks like Oase is skipping that pod bomb.
that's interesting. Is that normal?
Typically most runners will grab that bomb, but yeah, you don't need that bomb. Especially if you get the double bomb on Hammer Jump Bridge. You don't need it. But if you don't pick it up, and you don't get the bomb drop in Thieves Town from Zazak, or I guess any other enemy that drops it in the pool, you are faced with a 1 bomb Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah, that is not something I really enjoy doing as a 1 bomb.
You are really likely to get that bomb drop, though. There's so many enemies that you kill that bomb drops through. The Zazak, the Jellies, the Zora, that's right before the Ice Palace Warp. Alright, Kain is headed to the Hammer Jump screen. Kain needs to place the bomb on 1 specific pixel, and then place Link on a different specific pixel. So this trick can be pretty tough to do. But
there's the fairy.
Yep, fairy dropped. He had a mini buffer a few times to get into place, but we got it. Oase making up some really fast ground on Kain here. We'll see how this goes for Oase. So he sword buffers. Hopefully he got it in the right spot. Needs to go a few pixels up. Oh no! It was just a bit too high. Yeah, Oase trying to
happening.
Yeah, he was trying to take that hammer jump a little bit too fast. His sword buffers just were not in the right place, but he gets it the second time. Kain having a small archery contest here. We'll see what the arrow statue time is for both runners and see how far they are apart. Kain pretty low on arrows. Gonna stick with 0 arrows going to Helmasaur.
Brave man.
3440 statue for Kain.
Oase having to have 2 arrows there to get the switch. He's going to have to pick up all 3 hearts as well here, so losing a couple of seconds there.
That's actually funny because that exact thing happened to Kain. 2 arrows for the switch, and then he only had 5 arrows going into mimics, and of course the last arrow being the statue. So very funny that both runners had the same exact thing happen to him with the same amount of arrows. Kain getting very good Ninja Turtle RNG.
Not sure if he's grabbing that wall on purpose or if he was meant to start a dash turn there.
Nope. He tried to do a dash turn, and sometimes when you get too close, you just grab the wall and you dance it out.
Yeah, I never know in this game. Sometimes, you know, you look at it and you're like, that looks planned. And then, yeah, no.
Yeah. That's a big reason why a lot of runners stop doing the dash turn there, because you have to get so close to that wall not to nudge the statue above that we just walked. And you don't even lose that much time. It's easier.
I'm kind of liking to do the old strat with the hammer hits.
Yeah, he cleans it up nicely. He got hit a couple times, and then he just decided to finish it off with slashes. I would do exactly the same. So we'll see how the fight goes for Oase. Oase might... Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to spin speed, so he's going to go for the old strat.
Interesting to see. I don't think I've seen a race where both runners have done the old strat and at the same time. That's cool.
Oh, takes a bop. Oh, takes 2 bops. Decides to finish it out with a slash and a dash. Yeah, the spin speed trick, which is one of the more recent finds, really opens up the hammer hitbox considerably. So not only does it make the fight easier, but it makes the fight safer, in my opinion, especially for a race setting. So GG to both runners for going for the harder strat. But also with that note, who wants to really add another spin speed in the run? Ooh, Kain almost taking the lottery there from that Ropa. I don't think I've seen that Ropa jump off the ground so high. That was crazy. Alright, this is a very dangerous overworld. Just with the 3 Ropas that can hit you out of nowhere. And then you have the Murder Dactyl and the Snapdragon, which just does so much damage at the end of that screen.
I can't remember whose run I was watching. He got hit by 2 of the Ropas and then got smacked by the bird and ended up with 1 heart. It wasn't very
Yep, I've been down that road.
What basically wasn't really a super clean dungeon from both runners. I think they both kind of ended up sort of around the same time there. So about 30 seconds, I'd say, between the 2 runners now. We'll have a look at the flute call time, see what the times are for the official call-out. Still have no idea what this weird stick statue fox looking boy thing is.
It's an anteater. Hello? You should know this, Bitey. Come on. He has crazy eyes and he has a snout. Dude is an anteater.
Yeah, Fox is getting offended here.
I just look at him. He looks like an anteater.
Too busy yapping, but 38, about 38.50 is Kane's time here.
Shoutouts to Usain Bolt, the fastest guard in all of Hyrule.
We have a 39.25, so about 35 seconds it looks like at the moment between the two runners.
You know what's really cool about this game that I love the most is every single screen in this game has a name, which is just incredible. Like right now, Oase is going to the Three Musketeers screen. It's just so many good names for each one of these screens.
Yeah, I'm taking a hit there on that screen. Sometimes happens. It's nice to be able to come into community. I mean, I've only been here for a year or so, but I mean, this game is all laid out. It's there's tutorials. There's so much help. It's really easy for someone to come in and start playing this game. Whereas if you were running this 3-4 years ago, it would have been a completely different story.
Oh, absolutely. Just the amount of resources and experienced runner help that everybody has now is just insane. It's such a good community too.
So getting nice dealing with the firebar RNG.
All right, Kain coming up on two hard rooms in this game: the Gibdo RNG, and then the Hellway, which is even worse. We try to hit what we call a God Pixel to help us get through, which Kain does not hit. So we've got to just test out the RNG here. Only takes a couple of bops, not too bad. But if you end up hitting the God Pixel in the middle of that conveyor, you actually may still not make it through due to bad RNG. So hopefully Oase has a little bit better time trying to get through this room. We'll see how it turns out.
Taking a bonk on the way out there. Let's see how Oase does. Again, I like to do the hammer. I'm really a big fan of that strat. And off he goes. And getting the God Pixel. And there we go. So that will definitely claw back at least 3 to 4 seconds there on Kain.
Yeah, very nice screen for Oase.
Very nice menu there, using the menu to read the Zigzag RNGs. I'm going to be skipping the bomb.
I'm curious if Oase is going to grab Toilet Bomb, or if he's just going to go for maybe the bomb drop on the Zigzag. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. Kind of a slow bomb, but you do have to remember early on in Palace of Darkness, not only did Oase skip the initial bomb pot, but he also had to do Hammer Yump Bridge twice. So he was down a little bit more than he wanted to be at that point. Alright, Kain making his way to the boss of Thieves Town, which is Blind. The maiden that we rescued, spoiler alert, turns into the boss. Blind actually is pretty easy for speedrunners, mainly because Blind is a scripted fight. As long as we hit Blind at the right time and have the same movement, we get through the fight without taking any damage from the floating heads or the fireballs. Very nicely done from Kain. a 43-36 crystal grab from Kain. Let's see where Oase is at. That's about 24-25 seconds in difference between the two.
Your checks coming in with the party of 3. Thank you so much for the raid.
That sounded like a dinner date. Checks, party of 3. That's amazing. I'll have what I'm having, exactly. Alright, Kain making his way to the frog / the dwarf. We are going to save his life, and in turn, we're going to get our sword upgraded for a measly 10 rupees. Boy, he's his services are much cheaper than anything else that we have to pay for in this game.
Too bad for the guy that stashed 300 rupees in a chest there.
I know, right? I want to know more backstory on how the dwarf got stuck behind rocks and why he's a frog. Like, I want to know these things. Give me a link to the past lore, please.
I'm going to say it's definitely not as bad as something like Minecraft where you just go in and absolutely pillage a village.
He was visiting the library to learn more about smelting iron. Nice, Fox. Putting those together, I like it.
So yeah, pretty basic screens here. Basically just nice movement, go in and out, get yourself a nice shiny sword, and off you go to Skullwoods.
Yeah, someone actually brought up a really good point. That is actually correct, and I did read that in Link to the Past lore. Is in the Dark World in this game, you turn into what your personality is. And that's why Link is a bunny, and also that's why the guy on top of Death Mountain is the bully, and he's kicking around his friend. So, good point. Alright, Kain entering one of the worst screens in the game. Hopefully he gets good mummy RNG. Gets through it very nicely. That room in particular can go south so quickly, and you can lose so many hearts, which is bad because we already intentionally lose a few hearts from a bomb jump and then falling into that same pit coming up here shortly. So we definitely don't want to be down any more health than what we need to be. Oase also having a good mummy room.
That room can destroy you in a heartbeat.
Very true. Actually, in that room, some people either use the boomerang to stun the mummies, or they just they pull out ether if they have it even and just use that.
Yeah, it's not a bad backup in a race if you know you're ahead. Because I actually had to take a death in there today because I was so low. Painful.
I was just thinking, hopefully some people have ether at this point, and I'm not just making a randomizer reference, because I'll never hear the end of it. I have no idea. Do people use ether in that room? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I used to do that when I first started.
When did you pick up ether? I don't think people have ether at this point in NMG.
If you do the Thieves Town strats, you do. So when you're starting off, you know, when you get powder.
Oh, the powder. Okay, yeah.
That's
okay, now I feel much better.
Kain having. Oh, sorry, he's in the wrong room. It looked like he trouble there, but he didn't. He's fine. So, oh, he did not like that many helmets. Let's get out of here. That thing is a bully.
Alright, we have Kain at Mothula. It looks like he got the double hit there. Choosing to use the menu buffer at the right time, very nice. Got the poke hit, and finishes it off. Very nice fight from Kain. Oh no, Oase dashing past the key. He had to play a little ring around the rosy with a couple enemies there, but got the key. See how his fight goes. Alright, gets the poke hit. Ooh. He did not get the double hit to begin with, so he's got to get that extra slash in here. Taking a couple bops, but not too bad. Yeah, I think Kain definitely made up some time on Oase in this skull split, especially on the Mothula fight. Alright, so we are now on the Ice Palace split. So we get to do some chores here. We got to make our way back to the Ega portal to get back in the Dark World. And then we're going to make our way up to Zora, where we do a quick pit stop, we get our Quake medallion, and we spend 500 rupees on flippers.
That's a pretty hefty price, but I guess.
I know, right? Jeez. I think him and Kiki have a giant after party or something. Got 610 rupees. Maybe the dwarf comes later and make it 620 rupees. They'll just kind of party it out.
Beautiful dash into the Aga portal there, and a very nice Moblin spear bounce. Fantastic.
Yeah, when I get spear block in a run, I'm like, all right, this run's worth it. I don't care what my timer's at. Everything is worth it if you get the spear block.
And then this guy's just chucking medallions out for nothing.
Kain getting the nice dash cancel going into Zora's domain.
I'd say that yeah, coming up to probably the hardest segment in the game. When you get to sort of just after Penguin Room, when you get through the bombable floor right through to pretty much the end of Coast there, is probably one of the hardest segments. So hopefully we have no troubles today.
Yeah, this segment really ramps up the damage, really ramps up the difficulty, because we skip half of the dungeon with a specific bomb jump that we do, and because we skip half the dungeon, we don't get the big key, we don't get the big chest, which actually contains the blue mail, which kind of helps us out a little bit by taking damage. So everything at this point onward can really hit like a truck for us continuing to be on the green mail. So when Bitey says 7 versus 5, we should probably flip that and say 5 versus 7, just the way it's laid out, so we know Oase got 5 and Kain got 7.
Coming up to the section that I was talking about, basically the bombable floor room can be a nightmare sometimes if you get a jail in your way. We'll see how he goes. I had a little screen sync there when Kain went north and Oase went south, so
Oh, I knew that was going to happen to Kain. There's a basically a spot of lag in that room where the first bomb explodes, where you think you've gone far enough left to throw the bomb down, but because of that lag, it kind of screws up your timing. Alright, Kain down to 2 bombs for the Ice Palace bomb jump. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Nice dash turn. Needs to go down 1 pixel. There we go. Perfect. Kain getting the jump. What a gamer.
That was an interesting conveyor room from Oase there. That was interesting. That's all I can say about that. Getting the dash turn. And his turn to do the hammer. And no problems there for him.
Wow, Oase must have made up some heavy time on Kain to be this close. They're literally like 3 rooms apart at this point.
And that's what we're saying. Ice Palace is when it starts to get, you know, each little mistake that you make costs a lot of time, you know.
Both Kain and Oase kind of messing up the Lonely Firebar room a bit. Kain about to drop down into Cold Stare. I know Kain does the double poke strat. I'm sure Oase will try to do double poke as well. You might see a single poke just depending on how the first poke dash goes, but this could be a very scary fight. Oh, Kain had the double, but he gets hit by a falling ice chunk, which kind of threw him off his last slash, so still cleaning up Cold Stare.
Yeah, nice cleanup there, and Oase's turn here. He's going to get
1 poke.
1 poke.
Yes, very nice.
He got it.
Made up a little time on Cold Stare over Kain here. We got a race, Bitey.
Yeah, that's definitely going to tighten things up. So yeah, Oase having a very, very good ice, and Kain just a few rooms here or there, but you know, that's what happens. It creeps a second here, a second there, and all of a sudden it's 30 seconds has become about, you know, maybe 10 to 12 seconds here.
We'll see what the sort up time is. It's got to be pretty close. All right, 56:21 sort up for Kain. So about 12 seconds, so not too bad. I believe Oase is not going to be doing his shopping here. We'll see.
Yeah, I believe he does the optimal
I lied.
shopping.
I'm a big liar.
Oh. Well, I think he gets either, but I don't think he gets Ice Rod here. I think Kain gets both here, and I think Oase gets it on Turtle Rock. I could be wrong there.
No, looking at Oase's splits, he definitely gets Ether here, and actually, I think he gets both here. 538 Meyer, he definitely doesn't get Ice Rod. And the 714 T-Rock, he definitely doesn't get Ice Rod.
Oh, there you go. That's I'm a huge proponent of getting them both in Swamp. So basically, for people that don't maybe know, getting them in Swamp is definitely the safest, but it is around 1 second tops faster maybe, but it definitely is a lot harder, because if you take hits on the likes of Meyer and TR, obviously those dungeons are a little bit harder and you want to minimize taking damage, especially in Meyer. So a lot of people opt to just grab them like Oase is doing now and just swallow a little bit of time loss and just have a nice safe Ice Rod either in Swamp.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. And saving Ice Rod for the T-Rock split can save a little bit of time just on menu, like one menu alone, but not a huge deal. I can definitely tell you from experience, my last run I was on huge PB pace and I lost 1.5 minutes on Ice Rod Cave. So those crabs can be a giant bully. But it will appear that at this moment, Kain has an additional about 37 to 40 second lead just because of Oase stopping off to get Ice Rod and Kain not. So those two paths will converge once they both get to Death Mountain in the Turtle Rock split.
Yeah, you'll probably see Oase pick up a bomb, Malkin. Usually when we're at 0, maybe not in a PB run, but definitely in a race, you would want to pick up this bomb here because there's a trick coming up in the next dungeon that if it doesn't go well, then you need a bomb. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to be run over at that point. So.
Yeah, and Swamp has at least 2 easy bomb pots that Oase can grab too. Obviously, one for Ice Rod Cave, which he'll need, and then possibly an extra bomb just in case Spooky goes wrong. It's always nice to have that in your back pocket in a tournament setting.
Oase doing a nice double beam for the bottom Tick-Tight there. Probably you'll see that he's skipping. So that's the first place that you can pick up a bomb, but Oase will know that he's going to have to get arrows. He's got 5 arrows, so there's a little restock room later, and it was definitely more beneficial to pick it up there than if you have to get the arrows. I believe. I think that's right anyways.
Yeah, typically if you get one item in a restock room, you might as well just grab both. It's pretty close. But yeah, definitely sitting at both runners actually sitting at 5 arrows at this point. They'll have a few chances to grab some additional arrows. Of course, there's one pot of arrows they can grab here in the restock room and Swamp toward the end of the dungeon, and then they also have another 5 arrow pot in Turtle Rock to grab. And when I said 1 in Swamp, I actually meant 2. So they may opt to grab both.
Nice to see both players, hopefully both players remembering the switch. This is one of these rooms that you're not really a Link to the Past run until you miss the switch and rip a run. I think we've all done it.
I 100% agree with you.
No problems this time for both runners. I actually had to put it in my split for a while because I did it twice in a row. That was pretty painful.
You hate to see that. I think at some point too, like way early on, I'm pretty sure I've missed a switch and still gotten a PB, but that was like back when the Titanic was being built. I don't think I can do that anymore.
Oh, I was hoping someone was going to do the top route after we messed around with it.
I have actually done the top route in like 3 of my tournament runs.
Yeah, I did today actually, and I got the God RNG, and then I accidentally hit the fire bar and messed it all up.
Yeah, for sure, Fox. So basically what you're saying is, yeah, that's never going to happen for you.
You'll see Kain will be picking up the arrows here, and then I'm sure he will like to pick up the arrows and the restock room. Probably will skip the bomb. Probably might pick up, I don't know, but he doesn't actually need it at this point, but sometimes you just want to be safe in case, you throw a bomb and miss it or something silly like that. Oh, I've never seen anyone go underneath that pot before. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting. For those just joining, y'all have to remember that Oase stop off to get the ice rod, while Kain did not. So that's an additional like 37 to 40 seconds there.
Most runners, I think, will do a zero cycle or attempt it anyways.
Kain does not go for zero cycle. He just goes for the basic 1.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, he was mentioning that this, I think, the last trick that he has to learn. It's definitely, I'd say, one of the hardest tricks in the game, in my opinion, to get right and consistent.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very difficult trick to get. Oh, Wasi jumping back up on the ledge. I know Oase will go for the 0 here. We'll see if he gets it. Nope. Unfortunately, he just went a little wide left on that hook shot when there was 2 puffs left.
Yeah, there'll be a lot closer now though, Malcolm, because the Oase has got picking up the fire rod strat, and so that's actually about a 1 second time save there as well. But Kain has to go get ice rod, so that's about, I can't remember what you said, about 30, 40 seconds.
It's like 37 to 40 seconds. Just it really depends on how optimized your ice rod screen is.
So really, I believe the Oase was made up a more time here. So we'll have a look at the sort up here, but Oase actually may have taken the lead here. It's a 1:04.29 for Kain.
Kain, stop watching the restream. Concentrate.
That'll be 31. Yeah, so it looks like Oase's taking around a 4 second lead here coming out here. So
that was a very nice bird dash by Oase. Those bird dashes like that, where you dash back into the bird, are very finicky, but surprisingly save a crap ton of frames.
What is that? Those frames there? How many frames does it save?
It's typically you save about like 10 frames walking back into the bird, and you can save up to like 20 frames dashing back into the bird. So it's a crazy amount. There's got to be like more than like 7 bird dashes in this game, so that's quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I'm almost scared because a couple of races I've done, I just dash right by it.
Oh god, the amount of times I've dashed through the bird from ice palace and just hopped right into the water. Yeah, like I said earlier, bird dashes are extremely finicky.
Nice backup there from Oase. That's definitely something you'll notice, I believe, when I watched runners, you know, the 123, 124 level, they will make a mistake in a room and they will rectify it instantly with a slash or some movement. And I think that that's what top runners do better than people that are a lower time. They're able to make a mistake and not let it bleed too much time, if that makes sense. Getting at a 106.38 torches for Kain, although he has to still get the ice rod. That has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, depending on if both these runners have a good second half of Misery Mire, this race should be super close once they both hit the Death Mountain screen going to Turtle Rock. Yo, shoutouts to Jakey Numbers.
Yes, that is correct, Matthew. Basically, the ice rod is what Kain has to get after this dungeon, and that takes around 37 seconds to get, and Oase already has it. So technically, that puts Oase in the lead by about 4 to 5 seconds after he gets ice rod.
So Kain going for Spark Gamble and gets a very nice Spark Gamble boost, but unfortunately takes a bonk on the big chest, so kind of lost even more than what he had saved on Spark Gamble, unfortunately. Alright, going down into the basement, we are going to see 3 rooms, which are called the Spooky Action Glitch. We're going to use some funky stuff in the game system where we had saved the bird's altitude early on, and we're going to use that to our advantage, where the altitude and the fire rod splash damage kind of work together. And because we had a higher altitude, the fire rod splash is going to hit basically the crystal switch off screen. So we're going to be fire rodding different objects, but they're actually hitting the crystal switches above us, which is extremely convenient. And these 3 rooms save us right around like 12.5 seconds. So pretty cool find.
Yeah, Kain opting for the walk strats. I like those strats. Nice, comfy, safe. Don't lose too much time. He's going to be doing a 7-heart Helma. He's going to be doing a 1 slash into the middle, and then for the third one to clean it up, and 1 arrow. Very, very nice fight there from Kain. Plus, he's got 10 hearts coming in here, so can afford an extra head if he wants, but obviously we don't want to see that. We're going to have a 1 and a 2, 3, and cleaning up with 3 arrows. Very, very nice fights for both people.
And as you saw there, Oase actually getting into the goo for the last 3 arrows of that fight, actually making the arrows hit Vidi a lot sooner than normal, so making up some frames there. So at this point, as soon as Kain gets the ice rod, we're going to see where they both converge, but Oase definitely made up quite a bit of time the last couple of splits, so Kain's really going to have to put the pressure on going forward.
Yeah, there's still a lot of rooms, and now we're coming to the last 2 to 3 parts of the game, and it's definitely the hardest. There's a lot of rooms, a lot of places to bleed time. You have to fight Armos on the ice, Lamo 2, and Moldarm 2, who's very, very trolly. Pretty much the 3rd last boss of the game, so lots can still happen.
Ooh, Kain getting really bad crab RNG, but able to save it. Alright, so we're going to see Oase flute right to 1 here. Kain's going to be a little bit behind, so we're going to see the true time difference now. Alright, Oase landing on the mountain at 10:48. Let's see where Kain is at. About 12 seconds behind Oase here.
Very nice overall there from Oase, taking care of those dead rocks. Kain having a pretty good overworld too.
Yeah, this is definitely my least favorite overworld. It's so tough, and all these dead rocks and boulders just have so much RNG to them, and you could really lose a ton of health out of nowhere, and more importantly, lose a lot of time.
How on earth did he get that quick warp there?
Oase the god.
Oh my god, Kain doing it as well. And God Gamers here, just go into quick warp anyway, or go into warp any way you want, you'll just get a quick warp. I mean, yeah. So coming up to Torch's room. Can be a little bit tricky if you don't get the timing right. It can cost you a couple of seconds. He's going to want to... Perfect. It's flawless torches.
As a big reminder here, Kain has already gotten the fairy drop. So as we take intentional damage here in the roller room, as you just saw Oase do, Oase does have the fairy drop coming while Kain does not. So this could be a little risky on Kain's side.
See Kain, I think, realizing that he rodded the torches too late and just opted to wait. Save some, or minimize the time lost there.
Alright, we have our enemy. Oh, the Brahmin Blood Blast! Oh, but he misses it barely. This could be the chance for Kain to make a little ground on Oase, as he messes it up a couple times here, so this is quite the big advantage that Kain can make. Right, Alright, Kain getting the magic drop right away. Kain has really good RNG in here. He definitely make up a ton of time, which he does.
Yeah, that was ballsy. I haven't seen anyone do that in a race so far, so that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, Oase is actually pretty well known for hitting Brahmin Block Blast, but unfortunately he just wasn't able. He was probably a few pixels short of getting that block push, but just couldn't bang it out. Alright, there's the fairy for Oase.
And a full magic too. He's going to be stacked up going into the back half. Lovely 8-bomb drop there for Kain.
Alright, so the big difference throughout the rest of this dungeon is Oase is going to have beams, which is really going to help him get through a few rooms much faster. And Kain, since he doesn't have any beams, he's going to have to utilize his Kain of Samaria a few times in the Crystal Roller room coming up.
Very nice double pokies there from Oase.
Kain also getting pretty good RNG for double pokies. And we'll see Oase utilize his beams in this room. Getting through nice. It'll make the squeeze for this roller much easier. Kain, on the other hand, is going to have to use 2 Samaria blocks. He may opt to go for the squeeze, or may not, since he did not get a fairy. So we'll see where he's at.
Yeah, that was the same RNG for both, Jake. Identical.
Kain gets the squeeze. Very ballsy.
Yeah, that's not very common. I think there's 12 possibles, and he got the exact same one, so...
Yeah, Kain is definitely having a very good Turtle Rock. And this is such a hard split. Yo, big brain on the Oase side. I don't think I've ever seen anybody place a block like he did there to hit the beetle.
That was insane. What was that?
Really cool.
That was cool. That was really cool to see. Why I love races from lots of different people. You always see something new. Always see something new. A nice RNG there from Trinex for Oase, and doing the old spike bonk there, trolling Trinex a little bit there.
Well, took a bop, but not a huge deal. Kain also having a very nice Trinex. See if Kain gets the double spin here. That looked like a 116.59 crystal grab from Oase.
Have a look at the text here.
And it's about 18 seconds difference.
It's appeared at 117.20 for Oase. Yeah, exactly. About 19 seconds going into Ganon's Tower. Funnily enough, Ganon's Tower is probably the dungeon with the biggest variance, because there's so many rooms, so many puzzles, different enemies, bosses. It's a really, really fun segment, but it's not uncommon to lose 30 plus seconds in Ganon's Tower at any level of the game.
Oh, Kain unfortunately missing the first hook dash.
You will notice that runners will elect to get 1 pixel away from Ganon's Tower itself, and that is to decrease the lag. And it actually saves a fair amount of time. I'd like to say 20 to 25 frames. Right? It's a big amount. I couldn't believe how much it was when I timed it.
Oh, Oase might be going for... Oh, I thought he was going to go for the spike skip.
Getting the nice dash off there. 3 frames.
There's still quite a bit of variance. Ganon's Tower is very hard, so once we get to like halfway through Ganon's Tower, we get to what we call Gauntlet. Once we reach Gauntlet, I would say there's about like a 35-second time variance, like all the way through Gauntlet, Landmo 2, Moldorm 2, Aghanim 2, and then Ganon warps. So there is a ton of variance coming up toward the end of the run.
You will see runners do that sort of basement firebar room in many different ways. So many different ways to do that room.
Oh, Oase going for the 10 arrow chest. Unfortunately, he took an anti-fairy hit, so he is likely going to have to pick up magic either in the Michael Jackson room or G3.
Not quite sure what happened to Kainer. I think that he was dashing and went to stop to use the hook, and actually it bonked there, I believe. Picking up the top arrows himself there.
Did he end up falling?
No, he didn't fall. He just bonked. He was in a really weird position. I'm pretty sure he bonked or something strange there.
Alright, so Oase does not pick up magic here in the Michael Jackson room, so he'll likely grab it in Gauntlet 3.
Very nice Mimics 1 there from Oase. And very nice Mimics 2. Very clean.
Alright, Oase is rapidly approaching the start of the Gauntlet, where basically there's 5 Gauntlet rooms where they just throw everything they can possibly think of at you, and it just progressively gets tougher. Having a little trouble in Gauntlet 2.
Yep, that's welcome to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, let's see if he grabs this. Oh, he uses another Fire Rod shot. So, I wonder if he's going to elect to use... No, he's not going to use an arrow if he's already on Fire Rod. Kain having a much better G2.
I guess he'll be picking up magic after this fight.
I would say so. Yeah, because he's... does he need magic? I think he does. Yes, okay, that's what I thought. Sometimes I get confused when I look at that magic bar. I'm like, does he need it? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, if in doubt, get it.
Yeah, for sure. That Torches 1 is definitely where you do not want to run out of magic, because you are pretty much screwed at that point.
Nice clean up there from Kain. That was a tougher RNG, especially that bottom one there. Had a very short hop and was able to catch it right before it went into the sand.
Yeah, this is definitely still a very, very close race. Anyone's game at this point. Oh, Oase missing the magic. Alright, he's going to wait out the despawn. Very, very good choice from Oase. If you enter those stairs the same time you get the jingle sound of the previous door closing, you actually despawn all the rest of the sprites in Ganon's Tower, and the only way to fix it is to mirror and start from the beginning. Right, Kain getting through Torches 2 very nicely, dropping some bombs that he doesn't need. He's going to keep an extra one just in case here.
Oase coming into Mold Arm 2. Looks like he's going to have no problems there. That's a very, very nice fight. That's a very scary fight.
Yeah,
a lot of runs lost in that little small segment there.
It actually looks like Kain made up a little bit of time in GT, but unfortunately takes a bop from Moldorm. Careful, careful. Ah!
Ooh, that was a dodgy fight.
All right, everyone's favorite math wizard. Alright, Oase getting 2, unfortunately. This is kind of a bad pattern. He's gonna... Oh, okay. Ooh, that might have been 3. Nope, that wasn't, but cleans it up nicely with the 3 cycle. Let's see how this fight goes for Kain.
Is grabbing that door save time?
It might save a couple of frames of, like, text lag. I'm not sure. I always grab that door. I think it does save a few frames. Ooh, Kain getting a couple on that round. Getting some kind of bad patterns here.
Could be a KZ4.
Alright. Drop it into Ganon as Oase. Alright, we need to get 12 hits per phase here. We're going to combine phase 1 and 2. And we're going to go for what we call a 1-and-1. Oase going into the bat circle for the dashes. Finishing off phase 2 very nicely. Alright. No warp so far for Oase.
That was an interesting way that he did phase 2 there.
Alright, so far Oase has 1 Ganon warp. And we're just going to stay at 1.
You're going to see a lot of people do a lot of different things.
Going for the double spin before he might not make this door glitch. Oh my god, he gets it! That is so risky to go for that one. He tries to go for the cape spin as well. Alright, Kain trying to finish up phase 3 while Oase's on phase 4, getting his spins in. At this point, it is Oase's game to lose. Just taking his time, waiting out the timing here so we can end on triple hits. Kain entering phase 4.
Yeah, that was such a Monka-esque torchlight there. For anyone who doesn't understand how hard that is absolutely insane.
GG to Oase, finishing up Ganon. GG to Oase, finishing in first place with a 126.55. Such a close race. Let's watch Kain finish out Ganon phase 4 here. GG to Kain, finishing off Ganon nicely.
Yeah, very nice race there. Kind of topped and turned all the way through. Kain getting a big lead. Oase falling off the mold arm, pulling some of it back on the agate split. Then Oase getting be 5 blue balls and Kain getting 7, so differencing the time, and then Oase just really slowly taking back time on every split there, and eventually overtaking around Meyer, and I was able to close it out. So fantastic race, very fun to commentate. So we'll see if these runners want to get in here for a quick after commentary.
We are joined by Oase. Oase, GG on the win.
Hey, thank you, GG Kain.
Yeah, it was a really good race between you and Kain. Unfortunately, Kain got a few more blue balls than you. Still pretty high. You got 5, Kain got 7. And then you taking the unfortunate Moldorm death, but just making up time screen by screen. How do you feel about the run?
It was a pretty okay run. I lost 30 seconds on my PB Dark World, but I think most of that was chomps and the fail hammer jump. So it was a pretty okay Dark World. Besides that, and
Yeah.
also I hit the switch going to Moldorm because last race I also died to Moldorm. So I hit the switch, and this time I got a heart. Like last time I didn't get a heart, so I entered the fight with 1 more heart, and I still died. So next time I'm gonna get 1 extra heart.
Yeah, he took a couple of unfortunate quick turns towards you, but that's kind of how Moldorm goes sometimes.
Yeah.
I have to say, that torch glitch at the end scared the hell out of me. That was pretty brave.
Yeah.
Why, dude? It's so easy.
Yeah, going for the double spin on Ganon when he's on the top side is definitely pretty difficult. And then typically when you get that second spin on the top, you're kind of over the left edge, and it's hard to get that fire rod shot. But yeah, very close torch glitch. Definitely scared the heck out of me as well.
Yeah, well, in that situation, you spin, you want to get the recoil to send you to the left, and then you decide, you see where Ganon stops. If the warp isn't too long, you can go for it. But if it's longer, if it was going to far left, I wouldn't have gone for it because I wouldn't have time.
Yeah, for sure.
I've practiced Ganon a lot, so that's why I went for it. But also, I almost failed because I slashed him. And I turned him blue.
Yeah, I saw that. And you try to go for the blue spin, right?
Yeah, I had nothing else to do. And then I messed up the timing for the cape spin after that. I basically miscounted 1 warp.
Yeah, so there are a couple of big strats. The Brahmin block was another one that was pretty much had it, and then I guess it just sort of kind of spiraled out, and you were kind of just dodging chomps back and forth for a while. Tell us about that room.
Well, it was fine. The thing is, I notched the block. That's why I couldn't get inside the pegs on time. And then after that, I think I used 2 blocks, but I didn't push the the block to spawn the chest. And I was like, wait a minute, there should be a chest in there. Oops, no, I gotta get back. And then I just did it again. At least I didn't take any hit.
Yeah, that's pretty good to be in the chain chomp room that long and not take any hits. So
yeah, I think that was the only bad part about Tiro, besides a little bit of a dead rock party in that mountain.
yeah, overall it was very good. And I know Bitey was saying earlier how just watching you play, going through certain rooms where maybe you would do a little mess up, where how you would be able to fix it and not lose as much time as maybe some other runners. So it was really fun to watch you go through, and you definitely did a really good job on catching up on the time loss.
Yeah, I was saving time in every other split. If I look at my splits right now for my PV, I'm saving time, then losing time, then saving time, then losing time.
The old back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. But yeah, GG to you again, and GG for Kain. It was such an awesome race to watch. Bitey, you got anything else to say? Guess not. Okay, so Oase, you have the winner of 1UP versus Shady. How do you feel about your upcoming race?
I feel like they are kind of the same level as Kain, so it's gonna be another pretty good matchup. Looking forward to that.
Sorry, I had the wrong button held down there. Yeah, I was just saying it was nice to commentate a match where they were really close at the last Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower, and being able to commentate a race where it is still anyone's game is always fun. It was a win or lose situation, and obviously Oase getting the job done. So congratulations. Again, I want to say thanks to Star14681 for getting up and streaming and doing the restream, and obviously it takes some time, and was able to look after that for us, so I appreciate that, and thanks again.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was gonna be a restream, so thank you for that.
They were all a little last minute. I had some just scheduling issues with comms and also restreamers. Thank you to both Buddy and Fricker for doing the commentary. Thank you to both of our gunners and GG's for racing. That is, thank you to everyone in chat for watching. You can find the links to our various Twitch channels, in the chat, as well as a link to the NMG schedule, the bracket, and the Discord, as well as the more general ZSR schedule. Looking ahead at the ZSR schedule, speaking of, that is it for us tonight here on ZSR. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, you'll be hearing my voice here on ZSR Main for the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Freaky Friday race. And then Saturday we've got point number, and then that's it for tomorrow. And then throughout the weekend we've got a number of races. Our usual lineup of weekly races and bi-weekly races. We've got more OOTR, we've got Majora's Mask Randomizer, Vanilla MM, more OTR, ALTTP NMG Winners Quarters between Kaznod and Dow will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Saturday. Likely to be ZSR main at this point, but we'll see. Still waiting on channel signs for the weekend. And then Sunday we've got additional races, most notable one being Skyward Sword Randomizer Winter Tournament Finals Game 2 between Gymnast and Levelog. That'll be 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday on ZSR Main, along with No Storm and other races for people to check out. So give us all here a follow at ZeldaSpeedRuns. We've got here on ZSR Main. We also have ZeldaSpeedRuns 2, ZeldaSpeedRuns_3, and ZeldaSpeedRuns_4. That will be it for us tonight as I complete this prediction. Thanks for the reminder, chat. Any final thoughts as I prepare to read?
No, I guess not.
Alright, thanks for watching everyone. Let's go over and say hi to Blue, another LTTP NMG runner who's practicing some land moves fights, it looks like. So let's see how he's doing, and thanks for watching everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you very much.